All right, so today working on a 2010 Toyota Highlander. This vehicle is equipped with the 4-cylinder 2.7 liter. So the timeline behind this vehicle is another shop, we won't name any names, did the timing cover and the valve cover gasket. As you can see, the old saying of a little goes a long way was not in their vocabulary here. You can see everywhere around it, there's all kinds of gasket maker just coming out of every little edge of the timing cover. So what happened here was the timing cover was completed and the vehicle started throwing intermittent low oil pressure warnings. Now, when you overdo the amount of sealant that you're, putting in components, what ends up happening is you have two edges of the timing cover. You have the inner edge, you have the outer edge. So if it's coming out that aggressively on the outer edge, you can assume that it's doing the same thing on the inner edge. Too much sealant was breaking off inside the timing cover, circulating through the oiling system, and ends up in the bottom of the pan where it clogged the pickup tube. Now, this is a theory that I'm going with right now, but when we drain the oil, there's all kinds of bearing material inside of it. So that's just telling us that the vehicle was running for an extended period of time with low oil pressure. And what could have even ended up happening was the reason that the light was flickering on and off could be that a piece of silicone worked its way into the oil pressure sensor, thus tricking the sensor into thinking that it had oil pressure. But the motor was partially seized. We had to actually move the crank bolt back and forth to get it to break loose, pulled the spark plugs out, filled them with some penetrating oil, and it finally loosened up a little bit to actually get it to where we could get all of the torque converter bolts at the bottom of the motor. So just, if you are going to have one of these services done, or if you're going to do it yourself, please do not overdo the amount of sealant that you are using. Otherwise, you may need an engine.